Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about a common problem that can affect your car's braking system, a sticky brake caliper. A sticky brake caliper can cause a number of problems, including reduced braking performance, uneven wear on your brake pads, and even a burning smell. In this video, we'll be going over the symptoms of a sticky brake caliper, the causes, and how to repair it. We'll also be showing you how to prevent this problem from happening in the first place. So, if you've ever noticed your brakes sticking or making a grinding noise, then this video is for you. Let's get started. One of the most noticeable symptoms of a stuck brake caliper is a vehicle that pulls to one side when braking. This happens because the caliper on the affected side is not releasing properly, causing the brakes to drag and the vehicle to pull in that direction. Another common symptom is a screeching or grinding noise when braking. This is caused by the brake pads rubbing against the rotor, which can also cause vibrations in the steering wheel or brake pedal. If you notice that your brake pads or rotors are excessively hot after driving, it could be a sign of a stuck caliper. This is because the brakes are constantly dragging, which generates heat. A stuck caliper can also cause the brake fluid level to drop. This is because the fluid is being used to apply pressure to the caliper, even when the brakes are not being applied. In severe cases, a stuck caliper can cause a loss of braking power. This is because the brakes are not able to apply enough pressure to the rotors to slow the vehicle down. There are several things that can cause brake calipers to jam, including corrosion. Over time, the caliper piston and slide pins can become corroded, which can prevent them from moving freely. Dirt and debris. Dirt and debris can build up on the caliper piston and slide pins, which can also prevent them from moving freely. Damaged brake hose. A damaged brake hose can cause the caliper to stick by preventing fluid from flowing freely. Seized caliper piston. In some cases, the caliper piston can become seized, which will prevent it from moving at all. If you suspect that you have a stuck brake caliper, it is important to have it repaired as soon as possible. A stuck caliper can cause serious damage to your brakes and can also make your vehicle unsafe to drive. The repair process for a stuck brake caliper will vary depending on the cause of the problem. In some cases, the caliper can be cleaned and lubricated to fix the problem. In other cases, the caliper may need to be replaced. It is always best to have a qualified mechanic repair a stuck brake caliper. This is because the repair process can be complex and requires specialized tools and knowledge. The brake caliper piston is responsible for pushing the brake pads against the rotor to slow down the vehicle. If the piston becomes seized, it will not be able to move freely, causing the brakes to drag and overheat. This can lead to a number of problems, including reduced braking performance. The brakes will not be as effective at stopping the vehicle, which can be dangerous. Increased fuel consumption. The dragging brakes will create additional friction, which will reduce fuel efficiency. Premature wear and tear. The constant dragging will cause the brake pads and rotors to wear out more quickly. Damage to other components. The heat generated by the dragging brakes can damage other components, such as the wheel bearings and brake lines. There are a number of things that can cause a brake caliper piston to seize, including corrosion. The piston can become corroded if it is not properly lubricated. Dirt and debris. Dirt and debris can build up on the piston and prevent it from moving freely. Damage. The piston can be damaged if the brakes are overheated or if the caliper is not properly installed. The brake caliper pins are responsible for holding the caliper in place and allowing it to move freely. If the pins become sticky, they will not be able to move freely, which can cause the brakes to drag and overheat. This can lead to the same problems as a seized brake caliper piston. There are a number of things that can cause brake caliper pins to become sticky, including corrosion. The pins can become corroded if they are not properly lubricated. Dirt and debris. Dirt and debris can build up on the pins and prevent them from moving freely. Damage. The pins can be damaged if the brakes are overheated or if the caliper is not properly installed. The brake pads are responsible for creating friction with the rotor to slow down the vehicle. If the brake pads are dirty, they will not be able to create as much friction, which can lead to reduced braking performance. The brake pad shims are responsible for reducing noise and vibration from the brakes. If the brake pad shims are dirty, they will not be able to do their job effectively, which can lead to increased noise and vibration. The brake hose is responsible for carrying brake fluid from the master cylinder to the brake calipers. If the brake hose is damaged, it can leak brake fluid, which can lead to reduced braking performance. There are a number of things that can damage a brake hose, including wear and tear. The brake hose can wear out over time. Heat. The brake hose can be damaged by heat from the brakes. Damage from other components. The brake hose can be damaged by other components, such as rocks or debris. There are a few different ways to repair brake caliper seizure, depending on the cause of the problem. If the problem is caused by corrosion, you can try to clean the piston and caliper with a wire brush and some brake cleaner. If the problem is caused by dirt and debris, you can try to remove the dirt and debris with a compressed air gun. If the problem is caused by damage, you will need to replace the caliper. The cost to repair a sticky brake caliper will vary depending on the cause of the problem and the severity of the damage. If the problem is caused by corrosion or dirt and debris, you may be able to repair it yourself for a relatively low cost. However, if the problem is caused by damage, you will need to replace the caliper, which can be more expensive. Here are some of the most common symptoms of brake caliper seizure. The brakes drag or squeal when applied. The vehicle pulls to one side when braking. The brake pedal feels spongy or soft. The brake fluid level is low. The brake warning light is illuminated. If you experience any of these symptoms, it is important to have your brakes checked by a qualified mechanic as soon as possible.